He said to me, "You are my son. Today I have begotten your father. I will proclaim the decree of the Lord. He said to me, you are my son. Today I have become your father." So that is Psalm 2 and verse 7, giving the son the proper place, the begotten son sent by God. And then third in the hierarchy is the Spirit, the Holy Spirit. He proceeds from the Father and the Son. We looked at the Father being the Godhead, being the overall, being the all in all, and then the Son, begotten one sent by God, and then now the Spirit. To support that, we need to turn to scriptures, and I'd like us to look at John 15 and verse 26. St. John's Gospel, chapter 15 and verse 26. Let us go there quickly. St. John's Gospel, chapter 15 and verse 26. Excuse me. John's Gospel 15 and verse 26, and it reads, 26, "When the Counselor comes, whom I will send to you from the Father, the Spirit of truth, who goes out from the Father, he will testify about me. When the Counselor comes, whom I will send to you from the Father, the Spirit of truth, who goes out from the Father, he will testify about me." The Holy Spirit. Here it is called the Counselor, who comes from the Father, will speak the Spirit of truth, and who goes out from the Father, he will testify about me. So there, viewers, you've seen that we have an hierarchy in the Trinity: the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit proceeds from the Father and of the Son.
Thank you, Reverend Father Cole. And we want again to say that we want to emphasize that this does not mean that we are worshiping three gods. As we said in the first, in last week's session, these are three making one. We gave you examples of how three can make one.
Yes.
A triangle is just a one figure, but it has three sides. And again, we just gave a very, very mundane example of what happens when you drink tea. You have your tea, you have your sugar, you have your milk. You put the three together. You don't at any point say, "I'm drinking milk."
No.
Neither do you say, "I'm drinking sugar."
Yeah.
Neither do you say, "I'm drinking only the tea leaf." You're drinking a combination of tea, sugar, and milk, which you end up calling tea. So it's not impossible to have three in one.
That's right.
And this does not, therefore, alter the fact that the three of them are God. Each one of them has the status of God. Each one of them has the status of God. Each one of them is God. The Father is God. And let's see Ephesians chapter 4, verse 6 for that. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 6. It says the mystery, Ephesians chapter 4, verse 6, he says, "There is one body and one Spirit, just as you were called to one hope when you were called, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God, the Father of all."
Yes.
God the Father himself is God. God the Father himself is God. He says he's the God and the Father of all, who is over all and through all and in all. He's over all, he's through all, and he's in all. In all that we do, we have God with us. And that's what St. Paul says: if God is for you, who can be against you? If the man who made you, the man who created you, if he is with you, who can be against you?
Yes.
He is the Father. He is the beginning. He is the end. He knows everything. And therefore, none can be against you as long as you belong to him. Then we see the Son. He is also God. The Son is also God. And let's look at John chapter 1, verse 14.
Okay.
John chapter 1, verse 14. And we shall look also at verse 18.
Okay.
To show that God the Son is also God. Remember, they are not three gods. They all have the status of God.
Yep.
They all have the status of God. Now, John chapter 1, verse 14 says, the Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. We have seen his glory, the glory of the one and only one who came from the Father, full of grace and truth. I am Junisa, and my children who come from me are Junisa.
Yes, indeed.
Reverend Canon Cole is Cole, and his children are Cole.
Indeed.
Cole cannot go and beget a McCarthy.
No.
You cannot call Reverend Father Cole's children McCarthy.
No.
Neither can you call my children Johnson. Junisa gives birth to Junisa, and Cole gives birth to Cole.
Indeed.
And this is the Son, the Son, the Word that God promised us. God said at the time of when people sinned and when people were being wiped off the earth, God said, I will send my Son to go and die. And his word, the word that he spoke, became flesh. And he made his dwelling among us. We said that the last time Jesus Christ came, he dwelt among us, he lived among us. So he is God, coming from God. And verse 18 says, no one has ever seen God, but God, the one and the only, who is the Father's side, has made him known. God has made his Son known to us.
Yes.
If I tell you this is my Son, I think it's your place to believe me. If Father Cole tells you this is my daughter, I think it's your place to believe him. Because generally we wouldn't go about telling lies about what people are to us.
Yes.
And those of you who know us, when Father Cole says this is my daughter, you will know that he's not telling a lie. Now we're looking at the Spirit as God.
Yeah.
We're looking at the Spirit as God. And here we want to look at Acts chapter 5. Acts chapter 5. And we want to look at verses 3 and 4.
Okay.
Acts chapter 5, verses 3 and 4. Remember we said that each one of them is God. Each one of them is God. Each one of them has the status of God. Now listen to what Acts chapter 5 verse 3 says. Then Peter said, Ananias, how is it that Satan has so filled your heart that you have lied to the Holy Spirit? You have lied to the Holy Spirit, and you have kept for yourself some of the money you received from the land. And because the Holy Spirit is God, when they lied about the money that they said they had sold the land for, they were struck by the punishment that comes from God.
That's right, yeah.
The Holy Spirit. They were struck, and we read that the husband first died, and when the wife came about, she also lied.
Yes.
And the Holy Spirit struck her,
Discovered
and
it.
she also died. Peter said that those people who have gone to bury your husband, I hear the footsteps.
That's right.
They're going to take you away.
Away as well.
And they also took her away.
Yeah.
So there we are, the Father, the Son,
And the Holy
Spirit,
Yeah.
all being God. Each one of them has the status of God. Each one of them is God. But that doesn't mean that we have three gods.
Yes.
What we have is three in one,
In one.
and one in three.
Yes.
Father, I
Yes.
want to talk to the viewers and tell them that